Okay. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, wherever you are in this universe. If you're tapping on to this screen or this live, or whenever you see it here on YouTube at Blooming Light at Blooming Tribe. Um, Sometimes it is hard to see the forest for the sleeves. And what do I mean by the forest for the sleeves? It, it is often hard to see the good that's right before us, that's in our midst, that we are experiencing when there's more sleaze than there is forest. And sometimes it's not that it's necessarily more sleaze, it's just that for whatever reason, whoever they are, wanting you to feel that way, wanting to cloud. Okay, what's the whole point? If we just pause and stop for a minute, what's the point of people making you, trying to get you in this energy of feeling hurried or rushed or bombarded or ambushed? The point of that energy is that you can't clearly see something good that might be in front of you. Okay, let me give a physical example. I love giving examples. By the way, I'm sipping on a cup of coffee. And for someone like me, okay, some of you might like chai tea. You might like, certain juices or whatever, okay? For someone like me, magnifique, the perfect cup of joe, the simplicity, right? Believe it or not, folks like you, collective, you're more simple than people give you credit for. But folks don't often like your simplicity. Does that make sense? They don't like your version of simplicity. And sometimes your version of simplicity and your version of quiet, your version of these things make others uncomfortable sometimes. Sometimes it is hard to see the forest for the sleeves, but sometimes it's designed so that we can't. Does that make sense? So let's say, for an example, you've been honored and blessed. I know what I said. I said blessed for a reason because I know what the other word means now. Languages. That's another video. What if you've been blessed with something good? Well, whoever it is that is your antagonist, whoever they be, okay, because they is a big word, right? Whoever they be, that, you know, whether you are aware of who they are, whether you know them personally or not, whether, doesn't matter. But the point of ambushing you, the point of making you feel bombarded, ambushed, rushed, hurried, uh, is so that maybe right in the middle of that, there's actually a blessing. Like, picture it. Go with me here, because this is actually going to be, I got my coffee here. I've taken my deep breaths. I've shaken when we're in the religious sector, it was like shake yourself loose. But I have shaken off some of the yuckiness, you know. Um, that's been me and my son's situation. But sometimes your antagonists want you to feel unloved, unwanted, like you're a bother and a burden, like like everyone is gonna, hate you for no reason, but they want you to feel this way. You don't fit in. What if I told you All of that is because they know that in your midst, there is a hidden blessing. You say you've been honored with, like I said last night, me and my son are okay for right now. We're okay. We're more than okay. Okay? I'm going to put it this way. We're more than okay for right now. What do I mean by that? Well, if we are hungry, there is food to eat that we don't have to go and sell our body parts for. Okay? And again, this is not meant to be disrespectful to any of folks that are on that life. Okay? I don't have hatred in my heart like that for people who live alternative lifestyles. Okay? So here's the bliss. Here's what they'll have us miss. And I know this is going to help somebody. I know it. What if you've been granted opportunity where you can just breathe? Now, it may not be oasis, but what if you've been granted an opportunity, even if that opportunity was a trap? Listen to me. Sometimes the traps they set turns out to be a blessing for you anyway. What if they want you feeling some kind of way so that you can't see, sense, perceive, feel, know, understand that you are in a position to maybe breathe? Like I said, for right now, my son and I, we're okay for right now. If we're hungry, well, we have something to eat. We're not on the street. In the moment, that's what it is for us. On top of the fact that it's even harder, like I said, in your case, collective, even if it is a trap, because I know that you know that there have been more folks collabing than you care to know that's been collabing against you, while they smile at you, while they talk to you as if you are stupid. However, it still works for you. Because the thing about some of our situations, the hidden blessing, is that even though it may feel restrictive, even though it may feel limited, even though it may make you feel claustrophobic, even though, like I said, it has its quirks, but one of the hidden blessings is that it also is going to make some things difficult for your antagonist. Because the thing about hidden enemies is that's just that. It needs to be able to 100% remain that way. And if anybody out there has a really sicko obsession with you in some of these situations, it is bound to come out. And not everybody is being purchased. Not everybody in some of these situations are willing to be bought. There's some folks that actually hold themselves accountable and operate in integrity. Some with their given positions. And they have no interest in any gifts and prizes that people are offering. That's some folks, and when you're dealing with these situations like this, and there's high level, I'm not going to say high level, I'm going to say medium level surveillance or security, that's making it even easier to trace the purse. Mm, that's the hidden. See that? It's hidden. The trap in some of the cases actually serves because it becomes their own. Mm, that's going to hit like a ton of bricks. But the blessing, I'm drinking a cup of coffee. Bear with me, guys. Okay, I do apologize for that brief intermission there. Let's get into it. So this is actually something positive. I was sipping on my coffee here and helping my son um, adjust and get himself in the shower and all that. Um, so my apologies. Now, here's what's good. We're talking about how it's all designed. You know, a lot of what we're experiencing, those of you who are on a similar kind of journey and path and you resonate with the things I teach in these readings, that you are aware that there is these hidden energies wanting you punished. Okay, they're wanting you punished. Now, is the punishing something that is justified? If you're resonating with this reading or discussion, then the answer is no. This comes from mental illness. This comes from, you know, this tyrant control. You know, this is not warranted punishment type thing. This is a lashing out of abusers. Okay, whether they are emotional, psychological, verbal, physical, financial, whatever the case may be, it is a lashing out. So the punishment that they have continued to try to inflict is not something that's warranted. It's not something that is in alignment with um, justice. Okay, because in the judicial system, as we know it in the US, then justice is for the perp. Now, some of us, we know that it don't really work like that. You know, when you live long enough and you see enough things, you start to realize that, yeah, you got a whole lot of perps that are getting away with things that they shouldn't be getting away with. And you have people being punished for things that they shouldn't be being punished for. Okay. Um, but when justice is honorable, then the punishment matches the crime and it matches the individual who actually executed the crime. That's when justice is honorable. Okay. That is when justice is serving in an honorable and sovereign way. So, what these folks, do you need me to help you to get on the hot? Okay. What these folks have been doing is anything but that. This is ego. This is people's ego. At the end of the day, to simplify it, it's ego. Okay? It's ego. They don't like that you said no. They don't like that you went away. They don't like that you won't talk to them. They don't like that, you know, you can see the truth. They don't like that you told the truth about what was done to you. They don't like, it's all ego. They don't like that you know, walk to a beat of a different drum. They don't like that you dare to think and believe differently and express it. And so then all these various different energies then come together to air quote punish you. Calling that teaching, calling it, you know, parenting, calling it tough love. In some of y'all's cases, you 1,000 years old, ain't nobody got no business trying to parent you. Hell, they didn't do a great job parenting you in the areas in which they should have been parenting. You know what I'm saying? They sure don't have no business calling themselves doing it now, especially when it's dishonorable and when it's to cover up. Do you want, Darrell, you need me to help you with the hot and the shower head? I can show you how to change it. The pressure of the water. Okay. So here we go. The title says they wanted to punish you, but you're being rewarded for your bravery. Okay? There's some kind of reward for your bravery. It may not feel like a reward, like I said earlier here. It may not be the oasis. It may be something that is designed to make you feel claustrophobic, to make you feel limited and stuck. It may be even something designed to interfere with you, whether that is literal interference of people or just interfering in a sense of the environment doesn't give space for your big personality, or it doesn't give space, you know what I'm saying, for your uniqueness and who you are and all those things. But it's actually working for you, whoever you are, when you see this video. By the time you see this video, unlike yesterday, by the time you see this video, this is going to be confirmation to you. You're going to be sensing the bliss, the forest, the silver lining in the middle of the trap that's been set for you. Okay? And you're going to be leaning into that because it's a challenge. The reason why you get bombarded is to keep us in a low vibration. But by the time you see it, you have adjusted. You're realizing something. It's to affect your ability to perceive. So they gotta, if you think about when somebody gang up on somebody, those of y'all who are familiar with old school, oh, they got jumped and then woo, 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 and gang up. Well, the whole notion behind that is to have that person so overwhelmed and bombarded that they can't think straight, they can't see straight. Okay, and that's what a lot of us go through. They want us in certain environments so that we feel affected in that way. So we can't perceive the good of it, Okay, so you can't sense, feel, and perceive that and be in that vibe and the vibration. The vibe and the vibration of the good versus the vibe and the vibration of everything that they're hurling at you. Okay, they don't circle around you just, just for flashiness. They circle around you to irritate you. To pull you out of yourself, to pull you out of whatever self-soothing, whatever the good is. Again, for an example, in my case, and this may be your case when you see this video, you may be granted a moment where you're not stressing about where you're going to sleep, where you're not stressing about what you're going to eat. And again, it may not be the oasis. It may come with some discomforts. It may come with some inconveniences and all of those things. But that's a hefty weight lifted off of your shoulder. Now, they're trying to cloud it with the fact that, people are plotting against you. So, that energy of, I can't believe these people really operate like that, and they're working with this one and that one, and they're betraying my trust and honor and all those things. Or, again, attempting to figure out ways to get you caught up into something. But as we lean more into the other side, listen, I'm swallowing this, whoever you are that ends up seeing this video. Do we do this perfectly? We never do. But we're leaning into, okay, especially if you have children, and then if you have differently abled ones, that's an added challenge. And they really exploit that. And that's got some of you all livid. And they know that. Because it's like, how low can you go? How low are you willing to go to win? How low, how much of a scum is somebody willing to be? We already figured out what's the deal with that, though. We know what it is. Okay? You don't expect a serial killer to wake up with a certain case of morals. A serial killer conducts just that way, as a serial killer. And we're not shocked or surprised by their serial killer ways. See what I'm trying to say? People just want to bug you. When they feel like they've lost, when they feel like they don't have power and control the way they want, then they want to bug the hell out of you. They want you to feel bugged and annoyed, and they'll, try to derive some sick pleasure, if they can, out of that. Okay? Now, let's get to it. You're being rewarded because you've been brave. There's something about a plane ticket. You can take it out, resonate. Plane ticket, bus ticket, train ticket. Let's see. Oh, look at you. It says the hopeless romantic. Oh my gosh. And keep coming up the plane ticket. Something about a ticket. We'll travel. Okay. The forest, the good. What the collective is currently being rewarded for in their situation that may be designed to be a trap. It may be designed to make them feel annoyed, claustrophobic, stagnated, uncomfortable, but it's actually a good thing. It's working for them. Because of their bravery. It was brave. It was brave. Okay, it says the foosball table. There's some kind of game here. People playing games with you. Toying with you. The 18-page letter. Interesting. It says Rachel. The box. Fragile. Okay. This is calls for some of you, somebody to have to either, somebody could have either wrote a letter or spilled the beans about a game that was being played here. Maybe it's helping you or somebody to figure all of this out. Maybe there is a confession that's coming out because people felt to take responsibility for something here. Maybe this is going to give you the opportunity to do that. The box of mocklets. Yeah, people stealing from you, copying you. Fake people. The recliner in the reverse and the taxi in the reverse. Maybe it's going to help you strategize something here. You're being rewarded for your bravery to speak. Yeah, look at in the Gladys. Look at Phoebe. Look at the Gladys. You're very eccentric and unique, and you think outside of the box. But maybe it's going to help you to get out of the box. It's going to help you to get out of the framework that people keep trying to put you in. Maybe you're being rewarded for embracing that. And then we have the charmer. Mm-hmm. Friends, the role of a lifetime. Yes, the role of a lifetime. You're dealing with actors, people pretending to be your friend. Okay. So we got foosball table, 18-page letter, and the Gladys. Okay. And then the box. Again, this is somebody, again, they want to punish you. They want to either punish you, feminine, or somebody wanted to punish someone else for cheating, because in Friends, Chandler agreed to put himself in a box because he had betrayed his friend and, you know, fooled around with his girlfriend or whatever. Somebody could, yeah. The neighbor. You guys could have definitely been dealing with in your life some neighbors. Maybe a neighbor is being rewarded for being brave. You know, y'all take it as it resonates. The guidebook in reverse. Be your own wind keeper. The peephole frame and the red sweater. Okay. We're going to get a little bit of tarot and we're going to get some final messages. So you're being rewarded for being brave. The trap they keep trying to set is turning out to work for you and working against them, or it will. You're being rewarded, or someone is being rewarded for their bravery. They wanted you punished. This could be both masculine and feminine. So you all gonna have to take the collective read as it reads. This is someone being rewarded for being brave enough to speak the truth with this letter here. I have an 18-page letter about some kind of entrapment, some kind of game playing. Because it takes bravery. You know, when you have a whole lot of people involved in something and benefiting from it, it takes bravery to own up to it, honor, you know, and speak the truth about it. This could also be to do with somebody placing all the blame, trying to place all the blame because somebody thinks outside of the box with the Gladys here. Collective is being rewarded for their bravery. Let's clarify the 18-page letter. I have the Fool, Aries, and the Seven of Plastic, Seven of Pentacles. This is on cue every day. And it's not just in this neighborhood, by the way. What you all need to know is that wherever me and my son has landed in the last month and a half, no matter, and we have landed in some diverse places, And no matter where we have landed, areas that are not notorious for having a lot of activity, all of the above, it is routine that all of a sudden there's a lot of sirens. I'm not going to get into a teaching about that, but they're on cue. I actually do know how to disarm. We'll be doing that when I get off of here. Yep. I do know how to disarm it. I do know how to disengage it. I do know how to take it down and claim sovereignty. Including the programming. Now, but let's get back to the 18-page letter. Okay. It says the world is in the reverse. Oh, major arcana. You're being rewarded for telling the truth. Knight of Cups could be a water sign. In this case, it could be a woman. It's showing a feminine. This is an apology. Why is the world in the reverse? The collective is being rewarded for bravery. They're in a situation that's is actually gonna work for them, even though it's maybe designed to be a trap. And the Knight of Cups actually came out. Okay, so the Knight of Cups is a movement card. Okay. This could be communication about what somebody was doing to keep someone stuck in some kind of cycle. Yeah, investing and keeping somebody stuck with the Seven of Pentacles. Okay. So we've got Virgo, Taurus, Cap, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Doesn't have to be, but yeah. These people's plans and investments to try to keep you all stuck and trapped in some kind of a situation here. You're being rewarded for being brave through it and for speaking up. Somebody spoke up. Who's the Knight of Cups? It's a feminine that's on the picture. And she's pointing up at these birds. The Lovers. Okay. This is somebody's past lover. The lover is coming in the reverse. This is somebody's ex or somebody's sibling. This is an ex-partner, a sibling, an ex-lover, a Gemini. Some of us are being brave for telling the truth about what our siblings was doing to us over and over again. Some of us are being rewarded for telling about how they slept with people. With this 18-page letter, Lovers reverse, Knight of Cups, the World reverse. Being rewarded for ending relationships as well, because we're saying somebody is being rewarded for their bravery. So that's ending connections with people who was trying to keep you in an endless cycle, some kind of an endless cycle of destruction, or endless cycle with this foosball table games, pinging people against one another, triangulation, gaslighting, strategizing, all because someone is a Gladys. Someone thinks outside of the box. Someone is very eccentric and unique. Someone's getting free. If you all know who Phoebe is, she's anything but regular, okay? She is an odd duck, but it works for her because it is her authenticity. And she gets away from Stuffy Stufferson, from Stuffinsville. She allows herself Okay. And some of you all are being rewarded for either being Gladys, and some of you could be being rewarded for speaking the truth about what was done to Gladys. Because Gladys could have been the one that has been targeted to be put in some kind of endless cycle. Okay, being rewarded. Clarify, Gladys. This is people who was creating imbalances in your feminine and masculine energy. People who was fucking with your love life. I mean, this is going to mean a lot of different things. Yep. Look at this. The Knight of Swords. People with anger issues. The Knight of Swords. And then the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The Six of Swords in reverse. Yeah. You're being rewarded. Somebody's being rewarded for speaking out the truth about these people who did stuff out of anger. Was quick to act, quick to do stuff. Because somebody is a Gladys. Thinks outside of the box, moves outside of the box. Creative. Okay, maybe people don't like that creativity. Maybe it alluded to the truth about some things. These games. Somebody is being rewarded for maybe speaking, like I said, either speaking up for Gladys, and if you're Gladys, you're rewarded. You have been rewarded for your bravery because people are angry. You're dealing with people with anger issues. Even, I don't care how classy they look either. I don't care if they got top of the line briefcases. I don't care. Because that's not, people be thinking because somebody appear controlled in a public environment that they can't possibly have anger issues. Anger can come out passive aggressively too. It can come out as withholding. This is how people wield their power and their resources, and so they don't want to look like they're angry people. What they'll do is just tamper with your life and your resources. You're being rewarded for this bravery, though. This bravery to deal with this bullshit. You know, people's past lovers, your past lovers, siblings, partners with anger issues. And somebody is being rewarded for, you know, saying something else about it. Page of Cups. Yeah. And then the hanged one, the hanged man in the reverse. You spoke the truth about people trying to maybe sacrifice you, or you're being rewarded, and so they're not going to be able to sacrifice you here, whatever they were doing. People just trying to, you know, emotional immaturity you've been dealing with here. You're dealing with people who don't know how to see things from another perspective, dealing with people who are selfish, dealing with people who's unenlightened. Okay, very selfish. Yeah, King of Swords in the reverse. Narcissistic in nature. You're being rewarded for dealing with this narcissistic behavior as well as corrupt authority. A King of Swords could also be, in the reverse, a corrupt authority figure. This could be a corrupt leader, a corrupt business person, a corrupt air sign, or, you know, again, this is people who are mean, who are cold, who are detached, and abusive and immature. A Page of Cups with a King of Swords reverse, that's, oh man, that's narcissistic abuse all day. All day. The Hierophant in reverse. Woo! You've been dealing with some corruption. Okay, these are people who are corrupt. Okay, just because people in a leadership position doesn't always necessarily mean honor. All we got to do is look at the world, and we know that. You all are being rewarded for dealing with these judgments, these people that are judgy, misjudging you, lying, abusive, lacking enlightenment and insight, very, very petty with this Page of Cups energy. Wanting you small, people trying to keep you small. There are some people who want, they can't. So we got Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We have Taurus with the Hierophant. We have Pisces with the Hanged One in reverse. Maybe there's somebody that's going to be apologetic here as well. Maybe you don't know that yet, you know, because again, got a lot of dishonest energy here. Got a lot of head games. A lot of triangulation. A lot of gaslighting here. Yeah, for what these people did in the past. The Three of Flames in the reverse. Yeah, the Ten for money. There it is. There it is. Wanting to break your crown so they can stand before these people here, trying to steal your crown and break your crown. This Hermit in the reverse. This is somebody that's lacking insight. This is somebody that could be a Virgo. This is somebody, yes, that did not want you to have the proper space and the proper setting for you to do reflection. These could be people who wanted that for you, but it's going to turn out to work for you because it's going to turn out to be their own trap. Trying to dictate and control an environment so that you cannot do that is going to possibly serve to expose these people. Yeah, the Magician. These people that's secretly possibly into spell work, but to everybody around them, they claim that they're not. The Emperor in reverse. Listen, with this Emperor and this King of Swords in reverse, this is a toxic warlock. Witch, warlock, wizard, whatever. They could claim that they're not that all they want. It's about behavior. Because people don't get that is spell work. When you're trying to manipulate somebody else's life, you have ill will and hidden dishonor, that's spell work. Okay, that's spell work. King of Cups in reverse, we have three toxic males already. That's two-faced it. Okay, so how's this going to work out? Why is the Ten of Pentacles here in favor of the collective? We got the Four of Cups. Okay, it's going to work out, or they're rewarded. Somebody's rewarded for rejecting something. Somebody is being rewarded for rejecting something, or in the past. Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, rejecting an offer from somebody's mother, a mother figure. Somebody's being rewarded for that too. Look, it says the army of skanks. That's what the card says. Justice. It says Aaron Samuels, hot body, army of skanks. Oof. Okay, so you all have been dealing with an army of skanks. So there's going to be some kind of justice. Some of these army of skanks could have been in the judicial system or had connections with the judicial system. Okay, so I have 5 of Pentacles coming in the reverse. Okay, so you all are being honored and rewarded, basically, for coming out of your head, for trying to hold on to positivity, trying to maintain a positive mindset, you know, to not let these people get in your head and keep you stuck and entrapped. You all are being rewarded for possibly speaking the truth about how somebody was trying to trap somebody, paying people to interfere, paying people to set somebody up. Somebody is being rewarded for pulling out of that as well. Yep. Again, with the Queen of Flames, which is the yeah, this toxic. Look at this nasty energy. King of Swords reverse, Queen of Flames reverse, Hangman reverse. This is definitely some abusive energy here. Somebody could have told the truth about a King of Swords and a Queen of Wands in the reverse. And you guys are being rewarded for your bravery for dealing with this stuff, because you've been dealing with narcissists, distorted witches, warlocks, wizards, sorcerers, distorted leaders, authority figures, distorted judicial people, because they were part of an army of skanks. Three of Swords. Yeah, people that were teaming up to cause heartache. And this could be people who targeted both a feminine and a masculine. It could have been 3 chicks that were targeting both a feminine and a masculine here. Yes, 7 of Swords is coming in the reverse. All right, so listen. Justice is going to play out here. Okay, somebody is being rewarded for being brave through these injustices, for speaking the truth about it, for standing up to it, for exposing people's plots, plans, and schemes against you collective. And for some of you, it's family. 10 of Cups in reverse. Okay, dealing with, for some of you, you're being rewarded for dealing with the fact that it's your own family that has been conspiring against you, and exploiting their connections with the judicial system, leaders that are not enlightened about nothing. Okay, and you got this Ace. You are speaking the truth. The truth is on your side. Whether people want this to be truth, it doesn't matter. And again, you see that how there's 2 men here? For some of you, this could be people you went to school with. People that was calculating, people that could have had an issue with you and your crown. You see how her crown and her sword is in front of her? You're being rewarded for holding your truth and speaking the truth. Okay. So let's get the final messages of encouragement. Final messages. They wanted to punish you for speaking the truth. They wanted to punish you because maybe it ruined plans. They wanted to punish you because you thought outside of the box, or you found some creative way to get out of traps. They wanted to punish. Because you told folks how they keep trying to frame you. So this is working for you, wherever you are, or somebody that you're thinking of, okay? Final messages. From Osiris. We have, you are enough just as you are. These people didn't want you to feel like you are enough. So they were attacking your life and your self-esteem and just different things that they could, because they didn't want you to feel like you were enough. And that's because it's a reflection of them. They feel like that. This is why they have to invest in trying to make you feel like that. Here we go. You are enough just as you are, Osiris says. Osiris. It says inhale courage and exhale fear. Yes. You're being rewarded for this. Osiris the cat. Osiris, my pumpkin, my baby boo 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 pumpkin. Boo boo. I FaceTimed him the other day. He is so cute. He's gaining weight. He's got so many toys and he climbs on stuff, and he has an outside patio that he has a patio that he can play in that's outside, but it's inside. So that was the dream for him that I had, so that he can have outside life without being outside. So I'm elated that he actually gets the life that I wanted for him. You know what I'm saying? I'm sad that he doesn't get to be with me, but I'm happy that he gets the life I wanted him to have, that he deserved to have, and that warms my heart. He gets the double benefit of, nature, but security, where he's not at risk of, being messed with by people. Osiris the cat. Your potential to succeed is infinite, and this looks like him. Oh, look at the pumpkin. Look at mama baby boo boo. Final messages. Osiris cat. You have what it takes. Listen, Osiris is speaking here. You are enough as you are. Inhale courage, exhale fear. Your potential to succeed is infinite. By the way, EFT tapping exercises could help with dealing with, clearing some of that stuff out of the body and acknowledging, these things. So that could also help, but you have what it takes. Okay, Osiris is speaking, him and his homies. Final messages. They wanted to punish you. I choose to find humor and joy, and this is what they didn't like about you or don't like, which is why they wanted to amp up certain things. But yeah, you're being encouraged. You're going to choose. You're not waiting, you're choosing. You're going to choose. Okay? We're going to choose this. This is how we take the power from them. Mm-hmm. Be bright, be brave, and be you, baby. Be bright, be brave, and you can do anything you set your mind to do here. Yes. Find your voice. Yeah, these people keep trying to silence you. It's not going to happen, Captain. You have what it takes. We're going to be bright. We're going to be brave. We're going to be us. Huh? We're going to shout from the rooftop. Ah! Do. Shout it. The only way is up from here, baby. The only way from here. You're going up from here. And you're amazing. Start your day with a smile. It's going to be a choice. We're going to trick our mind. We're going to trick our subconscious. We're going to honor our experience. We're going to feel, breathe through it, tap through it, all the things we can do through it. But we're also going to trick our minds. The brain doesn't know the difference. The smile sends a signal. This is scientifically proven. So we are wanting to hijack this concentrated negativity that they're trying to plummet us with. We're wanting to hijack that. We want to hijack. We want the cheat code to transmute that. This low vibe stuff that they're trying to keep us in. Okay? Self-care is a priority. Okay, yeah. So these, you're being granted. Now, believe it or not, this is where I think it's going to end here, the read, because these things that are looking like traps are designed to be traps, are designed to, keep you feeling claustrophobic, limited, restricted, can be something that you use to tap into that being your priority, even though they're trying to find ways to make sure that you can't. Some of you all are being rewarded for putting up with all of this shit, for being brave through it. I ain't gonna say for putting up with it, for being brave through this onslaught on your life. Okay. And you are worthy of a long-term loving companion. These are people who didn't see you that way. These are people who didn't want you to have that, and they've made it their lifelong investment to try to purchase anybody that you would have to purchase anyone that you would have an interest in, to get in their ear, to poison them, to lie to them, to spell cast on them, to turn people against you, to convince people that you were not relationship worthy by all of the bullshit they manufactured on you and your children, so that folks won't. You see what I'm saying? Your self-care is a priority in your life. And as you get here, we're going to realize that we are worthy and deserving of healthy relationships, people loving us, people realizing how amazing we are. And if that ain't how they feel, then they ain't the ones. Nigga, shit. Shit. You heard? Nice. Okay. So here's some mudras. If you guys are into the hand mudras, these are just, they work like acupressure in a sense, where these are energetic pressure points that helps to move energy around. Okay. Listen, especially if you're in situations you can't do all the things that you got to get creative to do all the things that help you. You see what I'm saying? Uh-oh. Mudras, control. Why worry? Ooh, interesting mudra. Cheerfulness. Take a deep breath. Nice. All right, for their bravery, any mudras that would assist the collective with clearing or shifting, moving stagnated energy in their energy systems here. Blockages, debris, heaviness. I have straight and true. Nice. What is this one? It says, this way forward, and then relax, let it flow. Let me show you. We have a relaxed mudra, we have a fish mudra. Okay. Let me see. So let's see. It says, the fish mudra vitalizes and strengthens the back, regulates the blood pressure, activates the circulation, and has a warming effect. Massage the back of each hand thoroughly with the other hand. Okay, first massage the right one, then the left one. And then it says you can further fortify your back by sitting straight up without leaning on the back of a chair whilst maintaining the mudra. But relax from time to time. Okay. Imagine yourself to be elated in love, striding with a spring in your step towards something that you're looking forward to. I'm walking tall, head in the air, living life awake and alert. For the relaxed mudra, it says, over tension cost energy. This mudra could help. Okay. Perform the mudra either in a sitting position or lying down. While you are forming it, you breathe out several times, long and deeply, while gentle waves wash around you and carry your superfluous tension out into the sea. Soft, warm water relaxes and caresses me. Okay, so we have the relaxation and walking tall, relieving tension. Let me get one more. It's called the fish mudra and the relaxed mudra. Earth mudra. Interesting. Oh, yeah. Balance. Well poised. This is going to help bring some justice. This is the perfect place to end it. Let me see. It's going to sharpen your sense of smell. It's good for your liver, your nails, your skin, your hair, and your bones. It helps one to find equanimity and cope with changing moods. Yeah, because these folks are constantly trying to affect our moods. No? Our frame of mind determines our quality of life. This is why they are always trying to fuck with your frame of mind. Somebody gonna catch that. We have considerable control over this through our thoughts. It is up to us to decide where to put the emphasis, to decide what is important and genuine, what does us good and what gives us fulfillment. Easier said than done, perhaps, but it's well worth trying. Okay? My life is a gift. I respect and value this gift, and I make the best of it. And I think I want to end it right there.